Passive income is one of the most misunderstood concepts in finance, often imagined as money that flows endlessly without effort once a single setup is complete. Most people picture it like a switch that gets turned on and never needs attention again, but reality works in a very different way. In truth, passive income is not about zero work, but about delayed effort where you build systems first and earn later. Before any income becomes passive, there is always a phase of active work where time, energy, and skill are invested heavily. You create assets, solve problems, test ideas, and only after that stage does anything begin to generate ongoing returns. Even then, maintenance, updates, and improvements are still required to keep those systems alive and profitable over time. Most people only think of traditional ideas like investing, real estate, or dividends when they hear passive income. But in reality, there are many hidden streams that start small and almost invisible, yet have the potential to grow significantly over time. These income streams do not usually look powerful at the beginning, but they become meaningful through consistency and compounding. One of the strongest examples is digital products, which include ebooks, templates, guides, courses, checklists, and small tools. These are created once and can be sold repeatedly without needing constant manual effort. Even a simple file can turn into a long-term asset if it solves a real and specific problem for people. Another major method is content creation, where videos, posts, articles, and short-form content act as long-term attention assets. Content builds visibility, and that attention can later be converted into income through ads, sponsorships, or product sales. The powerful part is that old content can continue generating results long after it is published. A less obvious but powerful approach is turning skills into systems instead of repeating the same manual work every time. Freelancers and service providers often build templates, workflows, repeatable processes that reduce direct effort per client. Over time, this allows parts of the work to be outsourced, delegated, or even automated. Affiliate income is another model where people earn by recommending products or services that already exist in the market. Instead of creating something new, they focus on distribution and trust. A single recommendation can reach thousands of people and continue, generating revenue repeatedly if the system is set up correctly. Micro-digital tools are also becoming a strong income source, especially simple apps, calculators, spreadsheets, or automation templates. These tools solve very specific problems, often in niche markets, which makes them valuable despite their simplicity. Because they are digital, they can be sold repeatedly without additional effort per sale. The core principle behind all passive income streams is system building, because without systems, income always depends on personal time and effort. Systems allow one-time work to be reused, repeated, and scaled across multiple users or audiences. This is what transforms effort into long-term structure instead of temporary output. However, most people fail at this stage because they expect fast results and quick validation. When they do not see immediate income, they assume the idea is useless and quit too early. In reality, the early phase is always slow, with no traction, no visibility, and no obvious reward. But behind the scenes, something important is happening during this quiet phase. Skills are improving, systems are forming, and small assets are slowly being built. These early foundations may not look valuable at first, but they are the base of everything that comes later. Over time, these small improvements begin to compound, creating noticeable momentum. One income stream can evolve into multiple streams as systems become more refined and efficient. Eventually, what started as small and inconsistent can become stable monthly income. Consistency plays a critical role in this entire process, because systems only work when they are maintained long enough to mature. Many people restart repeatedly, breaking momentum every time they stop and start again. This prevents compounding from ever taking effect properly. Leverage is another key factor, where the goal is not to work more, but to multiply the output of the same effort. One piece of content can reach thousands of people. One product can be sold repeatedly. And one system can serve many users without additional manual work each time. This is where real scale begins. But leverage requires patience, especially during the early phase when results are not visible. Building systems is often repetitive and slow, involving constant testing, adjusting, and improving over time. Most people avoid this stage because it does not feel rewarding immediately. Yet ironically, this slow phase is what creates the fastest long-term outcomes. Systems that take time to build often become the most stable and scalable sources of income later on. The difference is that they are built on structure, not luck or temporary effort. The final truth is that passive income is not about ideas alone, because most people already know the ideas. The real difference comes from execution, consistency, and the ability to continue building even when results are not visible yet. That is what separates short-term attempts from long-term success. Ultimately, passive income is not a shortcut to wealth, but a shift in how effort is used and multiplied over time. Those who understand systems stay consistent and focus on long-term building eventually create income streams that grow beyond their direct time investment.